Hey everybody, welcome to your May tarot reading. So I'm going to start off with the Cosmic Tarot deck, and then I'm going to read another spread with my Edgar Allan Poe deck. Then I'm going to have a summary card with Goddess Guidance. We have a month of confusion here, okay? Not looking that great. I mean, it's already been kind of confusing because I've started off this reading midway through the month. Ten of Swords is a lot about ruinous thoughts. So self-destructive worries and stress. I would strongly suggest meditating because swords, as you can see, even in the paintings behind me, this is 4 swords and this is 5 of swords. It's a lot about mental strength. It's a lot about mental hygiene, etc., etc. And as you can see by the way this card looks, you're not going to be practicing mental hygiene this month. You're just going to be stressed out of your damn mind. Leading up to that is a lot of cruelty and despair, because 9 of Swords is even more of like a cruelty, like, yeah, somebody could have been stabbing you in the back. Somebody probably was, because in this card there is somebody stabbing somebody in the back. Can also be like an actual friend or somebody. Total lack of self-care, lack of trust in others. And then midway through the month, it's just a lot of worries, thoughts, and self-destructive, like a very self-destructive mental state. So a lot of stress, a lot of worries, and people just being cruel to whoever this is for. There is hope on the horizon because this is the beginning of the month, and then near the end of the month we have the Queen of Wands. If you're a woman watching this video, this Queen of Wands is actually going to be you. You're going to be growing into a more socially advanced version of yourself. Queen of the social realm, athletic, involved in a lot of physical activities. This year the tendency to be a fiery individual. So we're talking about Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, fire energy, spitfire, leader, person that walks to the beat of their own drum. This is you for all the females watching this. If you're a guy watching this, well, this is probably the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that you'll be spending more time with at the end of the month. And yes, she is a queen. So she's gonna be overpowering you most likely, not because she wants to, but she's very intensive. Like, she's a very intensive personality. She is intense sexually. She is intense in the social realm. And she has no apologies for this. She's just herself. And even if with the way she speaks, it does come off a little bit brash and harsh by the words she chooses. You got to understand that this woman here, she is a soft, warm teddy bear on the inside, even if she has like a more unconventional outer shell to her. Okay, once again, queen of the social realm. Also, since she's going to be more of a sexual person, she just has a lot of life force energy. She's not necessarily trying to be sexual, but people tend to project their insecurities about sexuality and other things on her because it's easy to do. Not that she's particularly trying to be sexy, but it's just other people are very insecure and she's very confident in herself. All right, so there you go. You can kind of tell her confidence from the card. Now, that's in late May. The hidden position, we have 2 Pentacles. So there's something new starting with your job and like how you make money this month. You're starting something, it's a business plan, or it's some sort of new venture and you're beginning to do it this particular May 2022. So it's kind of in the hidden position. So maybe you already began this new venture, this new financial venture without really labeling it, or maybe it's happening and it's just a side effect or a side gig that you're not really, that you didn't incorporate, or you don't have like LLC, but honestly it's a little bit different than what you're already doing because it's in the hidden position. So for some reason it's not in your main view of what you're doing financially. And then again, you're also super stressed. So maybe you're not thinking about money, you're just thinking about your stress and how uncontrolled your life is at this point and how wacky everything is. But really, you have this new financial and economic venture going on. So this is a really good thing. Now, Prince of Cups. So this is in the tendencies of development. This has to do with the emotionally unavailable young man who, well, like I said, he's emotional, but he doesn't show his emotions, and he likes smoke and mirrors. He's kind of mysterious. That's who this guy is. He has a lot of Scorpio energy too. His thing is, though, he's a prince, so depending on the maturity level of who's watching this guy, he could be dramatic, more dramatic than you expect. Hopefully this isn't you in the future. Hopefully this is like an associate or somebody, and he could be causing, he's kind of dramatic, especially because he hides his emotions. The idea is that if you hide your emotions, they're going to come out in some other way, right? And that's what this guy's doing. He's hiding his emotions, so it's going to come out in some other way, usually through interpersonal drama, because he pretends like he doesn't have emotions, and it's not true. Hopefully he doesn't play in to all this 10 and 9 of Swords issues, and then hopefully you don't attract him because of this. You don't attract him because of this chaos in your life. This is a very chaotic card. Swords has a lot to do with mental energy, not emotional energy. So make sure that you do release your emotions despite all the stress you're going through. Because if not, you could attract somebody, this immature man, into your life. So this Queen of Wands here, she's going to be very helpful. She is in touch with her emotions, even if they are more fiery in nature. She's going to help you with your emotions. This guy, a lot of times Scorpios are a reflection of your own unresolved trauma. We'll just put it that way. Now I'm going to pull another spread here soon from my Edgar Allan Poe deck. Okay, I'm going to shuffle these cards. Aren't they beautiful? Yes, they are. All right, the central card of this month, according to the Edgar Allan Poe deck, is Queen of Paws. This is the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Paws, she's going to be a very practical woman who is mature, and she's going to understand running a household financially. She's going to be a family woman. She is going to love economics. She's going to be good at being able to balance a checkbook. She's going to have a practical job or income, and she's going to even like things that have to do with banking or investment. There is a quote on all these Edgar Allan Poe cards. So this one is, "She came and departed as a shadow. I was never made aware of her entrance into my close study, save by the dear music of her slow, sweet voice as she placed her marble hand on my shoulder." You know, a woman who spends a lot of time in the home, perfecting home life. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, you know, we're actually in Taurus season, so this could be a Taurus woman. She really wants her house to be just as good as it can be, like clean, in order. She wants a house that's in order, and it will be in order. She can be a little bit boring, but she is a family woman, so, you know, she loves her kiddos. Now, what we have in the recent past here is the Fool. So there's a good chance that maybe somebody in this household wasn't making any money. Somebody in this household was depending on her, or else there's an individual who first made no money and just was kind of had no rules, and then they evolved or got themselves a hold of a queen that could actually take care of the home. Or maybe the Fool is the man, and then the woman is the Queen of Pentacles, and he is financially dependent on her. We have something going on here. If it's one person, then one individual has evolved very quickly from not making any money, not having any sort of daily regimen, just doing whatever they want, no planning every day, to like very structured money-making machine. Or else this is a couple, and in this case, too bad for the Queen for dating a Fool. Like, it's not going to be an equal pairing. So recent past, and then, you know, present. Now, Ten of Quills. This is chaos again. So this is the same thing as the Ten of Swords. A lot of mental anguish. Weep now or never more. In this case, this person seems to be dead with pens, aka quills, aka swords, in their back. Complete ruin and destruction from the thought realm. Thought realm, what is thought realm? Air, has to do with thinking, overthinking, and to the point where you just kind of do yourself in. It's going to be stressful for a lot of people. Now, in the hidden position, we have Knight of Candles. But lo, stir in the air, the wave, there is a movement there. The wave, there is a movement there. Okay, this is the card. Okay, so Knight of Candles. This would be like a Knight of Wands. This guy is going to be very impulsive. He's going to have a lot of fire energy. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, kind of irresponsible. He's in the hidden position. This could be a couple, or there are two people around you anyways, where this guy is not going to be very good with money. So he's going to be, the Fool doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It just could be a situation with like somebody not being financially dependable, or not being able to carry their own weight, or not being solvent, not being financially solvent, like depending on somebody else or something like this. Okay, and this is in the hidden position behind the Queen. So maybe this is a potential couple, or these are friends, or the Queen is the mom, and then the Knight of Wands is kind of like her dependent somehow, or this is a man who is financially dependent on her, but he's fiery. And then she is more like, she's the beacon of stability in the household. If this is in the work environment, the Queen of Paws is going to be the boss, but she's going to be a good boss, a very practical individual. And then the Knight of Candles is learning. He might have some great ideas, but he's not going to be as sound or practical as the Queen of Paws, all right? Now, the Emperor, if this is about a company or a spread of like a CEO, or rising in the ranks or the ladder within a company, this is going to be the top of the ladder, okay? So the Queen of Paws is going to be a really good boss and a really good worker and a really good mother, but she's also a little bit domestic. And then the Emperor is going to be like the CEO of the company. So if this is a person who's trying to rise up in the work field, or in the field that they're in, or the workforce of a corporation, they're going to reach the top eventually and become like a C-suite level executive, because that's what this Emperor is going to be. The quote says, "Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore." Okay, so I don't know what that means, but anyways, this is also the archetype of Aries. So we're talking about really bossy, even square, very linear thinker, very structured individual. Can even be boring. If they're your lover or your dad or a brother, they're going to not be a very flexible individual mentally. There's really a lot of people here. There's really a lot of people. Queen of Paws, which is once again Virgo Pentacles, Capricorn woman, really good at economics and balancing the checkbook in the domestic realm. And then of course we have this slightly younger Knight of Pentacles, and doesn't necessarily have to be an age difference, but definitely a maturity difference. And then the Emperor is like the ultimate CEO. So maybe somebody's fluctuating back and forth between being like the Queen of Paws and then the CEO, or the Queen of Paws is aiming to be the CEO, but she has to go through a lot of mental BS before she gets there. It's quite the journey, and it's a hard one this month. It's a hard one this month. Okay, so I'm going to pull a summary card now from Goddess Guidance. I'm shuffling Goddess Guidance. These are really pretty cards. Kali, all right. This is one of the strongest cards in this deck, in my opinion. Kali is the goddess of time, endings and beginnings. You see this? This is a very feared goddess. And the reason she's feared is because a lot of people think she has to do with death, which she does in all fairness, but it's more like a time. It's more like the time death, like a new beginning. Every ending is a new beginning, and that's what she means. So you're probably going to end a cycle here, a cycle that has to do with mental anguish this month, or near the end of May, because the 9 and the 10 of Swords have a lot to do with mental anguish and cruelty and despair. If you don't end the cycle, you're going to be stuck in cruelty and despair. Doesn't matter if you're the Queen of Pentacles or not, probably. Belief systems, they have to change. A lot of things have to change. We have to surrender to the process. And that's what Kali asks us to do, surrender to the process. I hope you have enjoyed this reading for May 2022. Everybody just hang on, keep your seatbelts buckled, because it seems like it's going to be a wild, wild ride.